Plaintiff Ryan Barnett met the defendant in 6th grade, and they were best friends until Ryan found a picture of the defendant in bed with his girlfriend. Ryan suing the defendant for rent, a security deposit, and late fees. Defendant Pierce Steffen says Ryan is extremely controlling, and his ex told Pierce that Ryan physically abused her. Pierce claims he paid his rent every month, and therefore he doesn't owe Ryan anything.
Start with you.
Okay, well, Pierce used to be my best friend until I found a photo of him and my girlfriend in bed.
How long had you all been friends?
Well, we've been friends ever since 6th grade, middle school.
How did that go down?
I saw it through a Snapchat. I heard through the grapevine that they have slept together.
What do you mean? What on Snapchat did you see? I know these fools didn't put it on Snapchat.
Well, I actually saw it under his messages.
Saying what?
Well, I saw a photo of them, so, but.
Go ahead.
So then again, I stormed out of work and proceeded my way to the apartment where I confronted him. He lied straight to my face and denied that it even happened with photo proof. That just shows what type of person he is. Beside that, progressing back to the beginning, he's always been an alcoholic. I always was come home from work, seeing that he would, throw parties without my permission. He'd break glass on the floor that I have noticed when I would wake up sometimes. Leave the apartment a mess. And even I had at one time a police officer knock on my bedroom door.
When did you find out about this incident with your girlfriend?
It was more towards the end of our, separation.
Tendency? Okay. Yeah. And what did she say?
She, at first, of course, was shocked, and she eventually admitted to it, so.
All right, sir, you want to talk about any
sure.
of this? What do you want to say?
Ryan's a controlling guy, first of all. Prior to them breaking up, him and his ex-girlfriend, she used to tell me how he would grab her by the throat and pin her up against the wall and scream at her. Besides that fact,
Did you mention it to him?
I'm sorry?
Did you mention that to him?
To him? No, It was none of my business because I didn't believe it.
Did you tell her that?
That I didn't believe it?
No, did you tell her it's none of my business?
No.
Okay. Why wouldn't you? Because you're saying that about your best friend. If your best friend's woman comes to you confiding because she wants help and or advice, I'm sure she didn't come to you just to tell you that for gossip. She came to tell you that for either help or some way assist in not happening again. Could you talk to your friend? Could you talk to your best friend? Because he did this to me. Can I tell you what he did and what do you suggest I do? He told you for a reason.
Pierce used to be my best friend until I found a photo of him and my girlfriend in bed.
How long had you all been friends?
Well, we've been friends ever since 6th grade, middle school.
How did that go down?
I saw it through a Snapchat. I heard through the grapevine that they have slept together.
I know these fools didn't put it on Snapchat.
Well, I actually saw it under his messages.
Plaintiff Ryan Barnett says he was best friends with the defendant until he saw a picture of the defendant in bed with his girlfriend.
But go ahead, sir. She came to you and then you didn't even tell him. Wouldn't even tell him. Go ahead, best friend.
The whole reason why I did not tell Ryan was because I didn't believe it particularly. I didn't want to believe that this good guy.
Did you tell her that?
No, I just kept it to myself.
Okay.
So I didn't.
You said
tell
it
him.
first, the reason you did because it wasn't your business. That's what you said.
Yeah,
when
I was
first
just there for her to tell me, correct. And I wasn't going to bring it up to him until, after I seen what the stress was doing to him, from moving out of his parents into the real world individually with me and, having to actually pay bills and, just be an adult, that how the stress was eating away at him mentally. And he would, when he would get...
What was he doing?
He would hit things, he would get in my face. He's told me to kill myself multiple times.
Lies.
What were you all arguing about multiple times?
Well, we're two very separate people, but alike in a lot of different groundwork.
Mm-hmm.
We're both, we're into cars. That's how we first became friends even. And, I had a different lifestyle than he did growing up. He always had his parents. I never really had mine. He always had someone to fall back on too. I've never had that. It's just...
And so that's the reason you think he told you to kill yourself several times?
No.
That's what my question was, why do you think he told you to kill yourself several times? And what were you all arguing about those times that he told you to kill yourself?
Us and what was going on in the apartment, you know, the partying, you know, having the friends over, you know.
Got it. All right. Didn't appreciate how you were living in the apartment. Got it. All right. You want to tell me why you're suing him about rent and security deposit?
Well, through February through August, our time, he just really never upheld his end of the spectrum throughout rent or anything. He had a few jobs throughout.
That's why you were stressed, huh? Because he didn't pay his bill.
No, he didn't.
He said you got out and you couldn't pay your bills, and that caused stress, and you were hitting the walls because you were stressed out because you couldn't pay your bills. You said it was him that couldn't pay his bill, and perhaps that's what stressed you out, if I'm to believe that. So tell me the agreement on rent. What was his share to be?
Everything was supposed to be split half.
What would his share?
It would be $325 of $650.
Okay. And in February, did he pay?
He did pay a small portion, which was put towards other expenses.
Put towards other expenses,
Yes.
not the $325.
No. Nope.
All right. But that's what he was bound to.
Yep.
And what is the deposit? Did he pay?
He did not pay the deposit.
His share was $325 for deposit as well?
Yep.
Nice.
All right. And what months did he pay from February through September?
He was off and on. I mean, he paid maybe $100. He actually gave me a fake $100 bill at one time trying to pay rent.
Yeah.
You did?
No. That was a lie right there.
Federal crime.
You have anything, sir? You have a list or the months in which he failed to pay, because it's going to be hard to grant you a judgment by you saying he paid off and on. I don't know how to grant you a judgment on off and on, here and there. You have to be very specific.
The highlighted should be the ones.
That he owes?
Yeah.
And the amount and the balance, okay, you did. All right, and so, sir, this still doesn't tell me what months he failed to pay. I'm not going to look at your balance sheet or the balance sheet of the landlord and determine what months he paid or the amount he failed to pay. That's a balance sheet for the entire residency, which included you. So I don't know from that list what he failed to pay. Do you have anything that describes precisely what he failed to pay
He did
month
not.
to month?
No, I do not, being for the fact that he really never upheld any
How do
portion.
you suppose I am to determine the amounts he paid if you don't know?
Well, the amounts shown on this paper are showing what I paid. So if it's in full or if it's not in full, it will determine whether he helped me out pay that portion.
Yeah, and you want me to do all that math?
No.
You have to prove your own case.
Plaintiff Ryan Barnett says he was best friends with the defendant until he saw a picture of the defendant in bed with his girlfriend.
Yes, sir. What do you have to say?
So after he moved out, I received 2 different sheets of paper on my door. That being said, Ryan was the guy where I would give him the cash. He would go pay, you know, whatever bills that need to be paid for the apartment. After he moved out, I have a notice to quit or pay rent sheet on my door. That's for $1,093.
For what month? When did he move out? Let's start there.
Let's see, was it September? Or no, end of October he moved out. That's what it was. And this was October
When did you move
14th.
out, sir? He said
End of
September,
September.
and then he said end of October. Those are 2 very different things.
Should be
When did you
September
move
27th.
out? Pardon?
September 27th.
Okay. You all don't have your facts together. You can't tell me which month he paid what or what he missed. He paid sometimes. He paid a little. I don't know what that means. September 27th, you moved out.
Yep.
Did you pay September's rent
Yes.
to the landlord?
Yes.
You have any evidence of that?
It should be on this bill sheet that I
But
have
he
to pay.
says there was an eviction notice that came in September.
That was his total that he did not pay that I paid.
But this is more than 2
From the landlord?
Yeah, because I paid my portion, and that was
And the landlord gave it just to him, the eviction notice?
no. He signed me actually off the lease, and I have
Okay, that's what
paper
I'm
evidence.
missing. He allowed you to come off the lease. The landlord allowed you to get off the lease and him become the sole tenant.
Yes, and he was
All
aware of
right.
that.
You have that release?
Yes.
What date did he grant that release, the landlord or she?
It was on September 27th.
September 27th, you were no longer responsible.
Nope.
So up until September 27th, you were responsible. And what month did you get the eviction for?
October 14th, 2019.
So you didn't pay October.
No, neither one of us did, no.
Right, he was gone. That's why he didn't.
But this is, the amount on here,
What's that?
the amount on here is greater than 1 month's rent.
All right, but you didn't pay the 1 month.
Yeah, the 1 month, but that's the month.
I understand.
prior
Why
to
didn't you
that.
pay that? If you paid every month like you claimed when you all were roommates, why didn't you pay that month?
I was out of the apartment before this notice was even granted to my door.
No, you were responsible for it. You didn't see this? You never got this?
No, I signed it.
Okay, you were responsible. So why didn't you pay for your responsibilities? He says you never paid your responsibilities for the most part, most of the months. He can't tell me how or how much, however, but he says you didn't pay him other months. And now we have evidence. Let's see your eviction notice that you were evicted for not paying time he moved out. Within 3 weeks of him moving out, they evicted you because you didn't pay. Any reason you didn't pay?
Wasn't there.
Okay. I just described to you how you had released it and you were responsible, and your answer is because you weren't there. Even though you were responsible, sir, I don't care if you came home all night or if you moved out, you were still responsible. You didn't pay. Your reasoning is off. More likely than not, he's telling the truth and you're not. That's how you decide. If there is no real evidence to prove it, you go with who sounds more likely to be telling the truth. He does. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
I just don't know how he can just say the things he did up front. Lie straight to my face and even in court.
Yeah, sure. I mean, still take a bullet for you.
And
You know,
sleep with my girlfriend.
10 years of friendship. You do that to me?
You're telling me that.
Yeah. Man.
Sure, you were choking her too when you're sleeping with her.
Who was it choking?
You, my girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
sure she'd
yeah.
tell you a lot more in bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
She did.
glad to hear.
Yeah. Do it again.